Welcome on to the next edition of Run with Coach Parry. I'm Brad Brown and we've got the coach Lindsay Parry with us, and today we're talking about the structure of training programs and what you should be looking for. Lindsay, nice to catch up once again.
Brad, it is always a privilege to chat to you.
Lindsay, great question in on the forums on the Coach Parry online training platform, and it comes from Chad. Chad was saying, I just wanted to let you know that this program is very different to any other program I've followed before. It seems like it's just general running at a slow, comfortable pace without any interval or hill repeats or change, no swimming or cycling to build up other body parts for running. I don't know what progress I should look out for or what's being strengthened here. It's a comfortable program, one day on, one day off. He's enjoying it, but Lindsay, your thoughts on that sort of question? What should someone be looking for in a program? Should there be tons of different things? What's the best way in your opinion?
Yeah, so look, the program that Chad is on is similar to a lot of the programs in the Coach Parry website. Essentially, any program that's kind of slower than 2:15 for a half marathon or slower than 4 hours for the marathon will have very little speed work or intensity or hill work. And the reason for me for that is actually there's quite a simple explanation. And that's whenever I work with people, when I get questions from people, when we interact with people at the expos and so forth, the biggest mistake most people make is that they run too hard too often. So the majority of my programs, especially those that have been used by just the general population or that are available for download, they force people to run easy, essentially force people to do almost all of their training at lower than 80% of threshold. And that's a very fancy way of saying it's extremely easy. In fact, it can feel a little bit boring at times. But the reason that I do that is because I can then confidently and comfortably know that anyone following my programs is developing an extremely strong aerobic capacity. In other words, their ability to do exercise for a very long period of time will be extremely high. And for whether we're racing a 5K, 10K, 21K, or even longer, that is actually our most important energy system, is that body's ability to produce energy from using the oxygen that we're breathing in. So how does Chad then assess if he's improving? Well, the one thing is that at those very low and easy intensities, as he starts to adapt, he should be running initially at those paces at a much lower heart rate. And then as the heart rate comes down, the idea then is to actually push that pace up ever so slightly, and that will then show that he is able to run much more efficiently. So he's running much faster using exactly the same effort. So that's quite an easy way that you can evaluate yourself while you're training. But also there's definitely place in the program to slot in a park run or to slot in a 10K race. And as you improve, you will get better at those distances. And then the other comment that he made about there not being cross-training and the like, we at Coach Parry, we absolutely encourage cross-training. So for me, my staple programs are typically 4-day-a-week programs. Obviously, as we start working with much faster athletes, we move into some 5 and then some 6-day-a-week programs. But most of the programs for the majority of the population, those are 4-day programs, and we absolutely encourage that on at least 2 of those so-called rest days, there is cross-training taking place in the form of either strength training, swimming, elliptical, cycling, rowing, non-impact type of sports, which will also help to boost that aerobic capacity, but without the eccentric loading on the muscles, ligaments, and tendons that running provides.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have strength training programs available. If you'd like to download one for free now, just head over to coachparry.com/strength-training. That URL is up on the screen right now. Lindsay, and then I thought of something as you were talking about that. And often people think that you need to have tons of hill sessions and speed sessions for a training program to really be effective. And I was thinking about the comparison of building a house like you would a running training program. And often people neglect the foundations. If you were building a house, the first thing you would do is build that foundation. Yes, we want houses to have windows and roofs, but you can't add those into your building unless you've built a strong foundation. And what you're saying with these training programs, it does exactly that. It builds the foundation. With time, you can then start adding all the bells and whistles, the windows and the roofs, if you'd like, all the speed sessions and the hill sessions.
Exactly. And anyone who is on and in our platform, over time, that is the evolution that will take place. But for me, it's really about maximizing that aerobic ability. And, you know, Brad, you do the interview. So you've spoken to so many people that were skeptical of, you know, why are we running slowly all the time? Surely to get faster, I need to run faster. Yet when they've put faith in the program, they've all gotten much faster than they ever thought that they could. And then when we add in the speed work and the hill work and that sort of stuff, it makes a much bigger difference. But if you're putting in speed work into a system that's not ready, you get tired, you get injured, and you never get the best out of your running.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, Lindsay, because every person that we've spoken to, whatever race it was, and one in particular that I'm thinking of is Shaun Simpson, who's on the platform, who ran an incredible Comrades this year. And it's the guys who literally follow the program to the T, that if it says you need to run 45 minutes at so many minutes a K, that's what they do. Like they just put 100% faith in. Those are the guys that tend to get the best results. It's the guys who sort of try and manipulate it and add things in because they want to add extra things in. Those are the ones that they get results, but they're not as good as they could possibly be. It's just amazing how the guys who really sell out to the process are the ones who reap the results.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that goes for a lot of training programs. And I always, the way that I explain it to people is that there are different ways to train for things. And there are other approaches, and some of those approaches also work. So it's not that mine is the only way. But when you start putting two different ways of training against each other, they almost work against each other, and that's why the results that you get aren't what you're hoping for.
Absolutely. If you want to find out more, all you need to do is head over to coachparry.com, and don't forget to download their strength training program on us as well. You can click on that link or just look at the link on the screen right now, and they'll take you through to that page. You can download it for mahala. Lindsay, as always, great to catch up. Thanks for your time today, and we look forward to catching up again next time.
Brilliant. Chat soon, Brad.